Okay, next on deck. Gee, I wonder what's wrong with this one. Alright, hit post. Yeah, no sound. I don't hear any sound. Yep, they concluded it correctly. No sound can... It's most likely capacitors. If not, it could be a break in the audio circuitry. It could be a bad AV port. I don't think it's a faulty chip. And I don't think it's a faulty one of these. Especially this. Actually, I know it's not. Because I've been using this SHVC unit for all my consoles repairs so far. So I know this works. It's got to be something else. Let me take this heatsink off, take this apart. Okay. Come on. Okay. From what I understand, these two capacitors pertain to sound. This one and this one. They don't look too bad though. The capacitor that looks really bad is this one, if you can tell. Just the corrosion on this lag here. See right here? You can see some corrosion on this lag. I don't know if that's picking up on camera. These don't look too bad. All the other capacitors on this board look good. Those two look good. This one never goes bad. It probably, actually, I don't know. I mean, it looks good. This one looks good. I'm gonna swap all these caps and see if it solves the issue. Okay, it's been so long since I've replaced caps, so I'm gonna try to relearn everything. I'm gonna put a little bit of flux. I'm gonna put some. Let's see if I can add some fresh solder to one side, to the other side. Yeah, there's definitely some corrosion here. And now I'm gonna try to lift. I don't like breaking these capacitors. Yeah, that pad is gone. If I'm not mistaken, that pad is either gone or just under a lot of corrosion, because that capacitor just fell off. Alright, keep going. Alright, for this, I'm going to use a desoldering braid just to suck up all this solder. There's a big clump there. Hopefully there's a pad under this. If not, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I don't see anything. It's a lot of corrosion. Alright, I really don't see anything there except just a black spot. Let me clean all the flux off. Okay, yeah. I can't quite tell. Okay, I got a fiberglass brush here. And I'm just gonna go over this. I'm not doing it too hard. Just want to see if I can just get something out of here. There might be some copper under there. Looks like it's coming back to life. Let me see. There's a pad under there. I don't want to leave any corrosion behind. And then it just starts to eat away at the trace again. Yeah, the corrosion is coming. Oh. Under all that, there was a pad. So, and then wait, there's a dark trace here. Yeah, it's good. Not bad, not bad. So I'm gonna work from back to front, just so you don't want to work on this side and then have to work around all your work. It's best to work towards you. Okay, everything seems to be good. Giving it a little nudges for all of them, make sure they're not breaking. Let's test it. Okay, let's test it. Still no sound. It's never easy. Now, where do I go from here? Do I continue on, try to probe around, see if I can figure it out? Do I just take the CPU and put it on another one? I know it's not the sound module. The sound module, this is my testing working one. And the sound chips aren't on the board, so I can't replace a sound chip. I'm thinking there might be a break between the AV port and the capacitors, like something on this line on the other side of the board. Maybe a missing passive component. So I'm gonna look around off camera. If I see anything, then I'll record it. Give me a sec. So I was looking at the audio schematic, and it turns out this C61 cap goes into this audio amplifier chip, and since I tested with RF, I still didn't get any sound. I know that this sound, if the APU model wasn't making connection with the cartridge slot or with the hardware circuitry, I would get a black screen or the games wouldn't play at all. So I think this port is good. The only thing I could think of is this chip being bad, being the culprit. If it's not that chip, then I really don't know what's wrong. Because on the back, I'm looking at all the transistors and passive components, and they all seem to be okay. And sometimes, well, left and right have independent transistors and resistors and all these passive capacitors and all that. So for both channels to go bad and the RF to go bad, I'm thinking it's before the amplification. I'm thinking the amplifier chip is no good. If not, then I don't know. Trying to lift the chip. There we go. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, the chip is out. Let me clean that. Alright, it's clean. Let me find the chip. Okay, that's one. I can now adjust it a little better. Let me do the other side first. Alright, it's in place. Let's test it. After swapping that chip, I still get no sound on both the RF and the AV. So I don't know. This one I can't fix. But it passes all the tests. I think the CPU is still good. There's probably some other thing wrong with it. I don't know. So I'm not going to waste too much time. I just use this for a parts board. I'll take the CPU from it. Okay, next console. Let's see what we got here. It posts. Everything looks okay. Sound is good. Everything seems to be fine with this one. Okay, passed everything, went through the whole show and everything. Let's try a game. This one looks like it's good too. No. See, we already have this white vertical bar. Horizontal bar here, and a thin vertical bar. Let's see if... Seems like the logic of the game is working. It's just the graphics. There is some corrupt graphics. So, what do you think? Do you think it's a PP1 or 2? I'm gonna swap the PP1 this time, and watch it be the PPU2. I'm gonna swap the PPU1. Okay, before I swap the PPU, look at this horror show. This is F-Zero. Wait till the race starts. Imagine that. Imagine beating F-Zero like that. You deserve a trophy. And that's... I didn't even think you could lose so fast. Alright, well. Let me get to work. Okay. Some flux. Sometimes these repairs are repetitive. Every video is pretty much the same. Swapping a PPU. But it's good because, let's say you had the same issue, you can piece together what if, let's say you stumble upon my video and you have a similar problem, you can isolate the chip that's wrong. Plus, it's not really, these videos are mostly for me, so when I can go back and check if I've ever had a similar issue, I can always just go back and check, but I upload them anyway. Because usually I can remember more or less what the problems are, and I write everything down. But I upload them for others as well. I'm still a little congested. I'm getting over the cold. I was supposed to go to the beach today. Unfortunately, I'm stuck doing this. Yeah, I really did have my heart set on going to the seaside. I live in Jersey, for those that don't know. Ooh, alright, it's off. Okay, here's Coca-Cola board again. Now I'm 0 for 2 so far. I tried the CPU on another board and it didn't take. I still have that CPU set aside because I'm going to try it again on a different board. But this chip didn't work. For sure it was dead. Let's try PPU 1. This board is giving me troubles too. Like even taking the chips off, they haven't been working. Alright, it's out. Let's pop it in, see if it works. Okay, I lined up the chip, cleaned the pads and lined up the chip. Let's see. Let's try to see if we can get this in. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're good to go. Alright. Okay, with the PPU in place, let's see what I get. Okay, so that PPU is no good. So that Coca-Cola board fried all the chips, or just, I think all the chips were beat up on that board. Alright, so it didn't help my problem and I didn't get the same issue, so I'm gonna swap the PPU on again because I gotta get back to where I was and then start from there. Okay, I replaced the PPU. It's a totally new PPU, and it passed all the burn-in tests. So let me try to see if Mario Kart fixes. Remember we had that white like horizontal band, and it's still there. So that PPU that was originally on this console is probably still good. So it looks like I gotta swap another chip. I'm thinking PPU 2. I don't think it's the CPU. The logic of the game seems to be functioning and it passes all the tests. So I think it might be PPU 2. I'm gonna swap that out. If not, I might go to the video RAMs. I don't know yet though. I'm gonna swap this PPU 2. Okay, let's get the PPU 2. Alright, it's out. Okay, I already cleaned up the pads and I had a PPU for my parts board, so I'm just gonna lay it down, try to align it real quick. Okay, it's in line. Let's solder it. Alright, let me clean it up, double check it, and then test it. Okay, I swapped the PPU 2 and guess what? It's still there. That horizontal white bar. Oh, I don't know if it's the CPU. It could be the CPU. But I'm gonna swap these RAM chips. I've never had a bad RAM before, so that'll be a first for me. A bad video RAM. Alright, these should be easy to swap. I'll swap one at a time. Okay, let's try to swap this one. Now I gotta be careful because now we have a reset switch that I don't want to burn, and I'm probably gonna burn it. I could have put some Captain tape to that side, but this board is giving me a hard time, so I'm already ready to quit on it. Okay. Seems okay, everything came off good. Reset still works. Okay, so this chip is actually a different brand than the other one, but I believe it should be compatible. Not really sure, but I'm gonna find out. Ugh. Yeah, since it's only this chip only has pins on both sides, I don't want to actually remove the solder that's there, because I can just get it in, no problem. Okay, that's one side. Let's turn it around. This side should be a little easier. Get some more fresh solder. Ooh, ooh. Alright, that chip is in place. Let it cool off. Let me clean it, and we're gonna test it. Okay, I swapped both video RAMs, and of course it's still there. I actually tried another set of video RAMs because I was getting a black screen for some reason I was getting a black screen with a set there. I forgot which set it was. And I guess it's the CPU that's bad. Either the CPU or the work RAM. But the work RAM test's okay. So I swapped both PPU 1, 2, and both video RAMs. I got nothing. I'm gonna swap the work RAM just to try it out. But I'm having doubts now. Okay, well, here's the conclusion for this one. I swapped all the chips besides the the CPU, and yep, bad CPU. I swapped literally every chip. PPU 1, 2, or 1, 2, both video RAMs, and then the work RAM. And I'm still getting the same thing. That horizontal white bar on Mario Kart, and F-Zero is just, it's unplayable. So yeah, this is another parts board. It's just unfortunate I wasted so much time on this. Okay, well, we got perhaps a marriage here. We have a no sound. It says good for parts. This is the one I tried to fix, and it works. It just doesn't have sound. I can't find the problem, so maybe the CPU is good. And this one, I swapped literally every chip. May as well swap the CPU as well. So we're gonna swap these two. So here we go. We have this board, which I worked on quite a bit already. I'm gonna take the CPU off. Okay, I got the flux on it. Let me peel this off. I mean, if the CPU truly is bad, I'll find out now. See? Oop. A lot of smoke in here. Give me a second. Okay, so here's the good CPU. Okay, that's clean. Alright, I got it lined up. Let me see if we could place it. I can't tell if there's a bridge there. I have to get closer. Okay, so I finally swapped the CPU, and guess what? It works. Finally. These two systems were giving me such a headache. It was both. I wasted so much time on the no soundboard and the one with the glitchy graphics. And finally we got something. Let's try Super Mario Kart. And Super Mario Kart is also working. Let's see what we get at the track screen. And the band is gone. So CPU can cause graphical issues too. So there's that. A lot of people ask me questions. Does a bad CPU always just give you a black screen? And that's not true. A bad CPU can also give you graphical issues. As you can see in this video, we had a problem, and it was a bad CPU. So yeah, that was a long one. It's working though.